All right, it's Glad Ghoul Toys here, and you remember in our last video we'd poured the silicone to these molds, and guess what? Left them for their cure time, and check it out. They're all cured up and ready to go. So I cracked off that little glass. You remember they were in a glass like this. I cracked all that off. I took off the sulfur-free clay that was on the bottom, and now we got these. You might remember this is our little main guy that we're going to do throughout the rest of these videos, this little anteater dude inside there. And because the silicone's transparent, you can see where he is, which is good. So I got all of them here. Here they are. I'm going to cut them all, and we'll carry on from there. I'm not going to cut them in this video though, because I like to keep my fingers attached to my body, and I'm funny that way, and I don't want to cut myself trying to cut this on camera, so you have to be careful when you're cutting these. I'm going to use this, which is a bladed tool that is very, very sharp. I will take this off just to show that off, and I'm going to use a nice clean blade. This is pretty darn new. I just used it once, I think, for another mold just the other day, so it's sharp and good. I'm going to use this. There's lots of videos. I'm going to cover this up. There's lots of videos on how to cut molds safely and properly. So I'm not going to go into it in too much detail, but I will say I got this. I'll just show you this. So here's some basic mold cutting things to think about. So if you're looking at it from below, I'm going to try and cut it from side to side rather than from the front. All right, because if I cut it at the sides, then my line, my seam where the mold is going to separate isn't as noticeable as if I cut it to the front. So if this was the front of the character and I cut that line up like this from the bottom, cut it here to get the cast out, then I'd have a possibility of a seam along the front on the face, and that sucks. You don't want that. So if anywhere, I'm going to try it to the side. So that gives you some idea. Okay, cut to the side, not to the front. And also just from the side here, I'll show you. Here's the front of the character. There he is from the side. I'm going to cut it up to no higher than I have to. Like, I don't want more of a seam than I have to have because I don't want a seam line. So I'm going to see if I can get it out, just cut it up a little bit. If I'm looking at it upside down, the way I'm going to cut it, I'm going to start up here and cut like this. I'm not going to cut it down any further than I have to, and I might even be able to just cut it on one side and then pop it out. Then I only have a seam on one side. If I can't, then I can turn it around and I'll cut this side too. But I'm going to try and not cut the mold any more than I have to, and we'll see how it's going. It's got a bit of a lean to it, but I bet you we're okay. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go off and cut this and cut them all out, and I'll come back afterwards and show you what I got. All right, we're back. I've cut all these little guys out with my handy scalpel. Took my time, went real slow, and again, there's lots of videos you can look up that'll show you how to safely and effectively do that. But I took my time, and there they are. I got all my little guys out, and I was lucky I didn't damage anybody. Sometimes you'll cut your original a little bit with your scalpel. You hear my kitty. That's my cat. Hi, Silas. That's my cat, Silas. Yeah. And sometimes sometimes you damage your original, so I had to be careful. I got lucky. Oh yeah, Silas just jumped up here. You might see him in a minute. Anyway, so here's this the anteater dude, and that's our main ones. Here he is. He came out nice, and there's the mold. Okay, so there they are. I got, let's see, where'd that cut go? There's the cut down the side there. I cut it that far. Oh yeah, here comes the cat. Yeah, great. Thanks for your help, Silas. Anyway, wow, close up. Anyway, I'm going to take all these out, and we're going to start to pour some resin, and that'll be the next video that I'll do. I'll just set all these guys down, and let me move these out of the way. And Silas off camera has just drawn something up for us. And don't forget, folks, here I am on Instagram. I want you to go there, please. That's where I'm going to post all kinds of cool stuff, and I'm always posting things, and I want you to go there and find me on Instagram. That's me right there, arrow. Okay, do that. And I'm going to also draw you a little something. I thought I'd draw you a little skull today. Awesome. Skulls are cool, and there's a little heart too. All right, so I'll see you on Instagram. Thanks.